While it is true that I generally have some issues with Cory Booker because of pharmaceuticals, etc., Cory Booker really understands the nature of the country, the nature of what ails it. I want you to take a look at this, and then we'll take it on the other side.
Where should most of this change be enacted? On the local level or on the federal level?
It's got to be enacted on every level. We are a society where we are culpable. We have created a nation distinct from any other on the planet Earth. We incarcerate the plurality of the human beings incarcerated. 1 out of every 3 women on the planet Earth that are incarcerated are here in America. We've taken so much of our treasure. Between the time I was in law school to the time I was mayor, we were building a new prisoner jail every 10 days. And explicitly and complicitly, we all have made a decision that we are going to treat mental illness with prison, jail, and police. Addiction with prison, jail, and police. Poverty with prison, jail, and police. And overwhelmingly, African Americans with prison, jail, and police. We now in America have more African American men under criminal supervision than all the men that were slaves in 1850. This is astonishing. This is unacceptable. We need to be more courageous in our compassion for one another, more ambitious in our imagination, that we can create a society that's not so over-policed or where we don't tolerate certain tactics that have had a generation in fear. You said at the beginning of this that 80+% of Americans think this country is out of control. Well, for Black people in this country, we've thought this country is out of control in the way it polices our communities and individuals for a very long time. And this awakening is so important to create real, substantive change, not just lip service from politicians. If there are protesters listening to this show, I just pray, and I want to say to them with all sincerity, stay on the streets in your nonviolent protests. Stay demanding change. This is not a referendum on one person in one office. This is a referendum on who we are as Americans and who we're going to be to each other. This is a moral moment. Will we become a more loving and compassionate society, not with our rhetoric, but with our laws and our rules and how we treat the most vulnerable? And so this is that moment that I think Joe Biden can be the president for, but the responsibility is not on any individual. It's on all of us.
And that is what we have to keep in the back of our heads. The responsibility is on us to make the change. And if you notice what he said, stay on the streets. You staying on the streets, you continuing to protest, you forcing the politicians' hands. That's what you've got. These guys don't want, the plutocracy doesn't want ever-ending protest. So eventually, they will start to cave. They will start to say, you know what, politicians, maybe you should listen some to the people, but no, we're going to force them to listen all to the people. But so if you listen to the words of Cory Booker, he hits the nail on the head. I so wish he would take some of that into some other aspects of the people that supports him. I'm Egberto Willies, host of Politics Done Right, an independent news program. I post several news videos of interest every day. I ask you so kindly to subscribe to my channel, and please leave me some comments. Thank you very much.